Okay, so I just finished Kingdom Hearts 3 last night, so it's still fresh on my mind. And man, that game was something. That ending was something. I'll straight up say it. I don't think the game is just awful. I don't think the game is just flat out terrible. It's kinda bad, but it's just not the worst thing to ever exist like some people deem it as. I mean, honestly, I could sum up Kingdom Hearts 3 in one word, and that word would be unnecessary. I just feel like that game is unnecessary. I mean, I'll still down the hill that I really feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 was supposed to be the last game. The way that game ended, it was as though they knew, like, okay, this is the last game. We're not going past this point at all. We wrapped everything up nice in a bow. Everybody's back home. The big bad's defeated. Boom. But now we are basically at the point of no return. I played almost every game up to 3. I didn't play any of the Union games. My friend was telling me that you have to play the Union games. That's apparently unavailable now. Crazy choice, by the way, to really know what's going on with Kingdom Hearts 3. Well, you don't need to play them to really know what's going on, because if you play every game other than Union, you pretty much get the gist of what's happening. But Union has some important lore as well, and I'm just like, I told him, I think Kingdom Hearts may be the only, or maybe the only one of very few, maybe, I don't know any other franchise that does this, that makes the side games, the spin-off games, important to the lore and make the side games canon to the main game. That's one of the craziest decisions I've ever seen a franchise do, in my opinion, and I'll stand on that. That's the dumbest shit ever. It's like, yeah, it's 3 main games, but you gotta play the other 13 side games to figure out what's going on in the main games. Like, what? I don't know, man. Kingdom Hearts 3, man, it was, I feel like 2 is very hard to top. It's just hard to top in a lot of aspects. But one thing I did like about Kingdom Hearts 3 a lot was the gameplay. The gameplay definitely felt like butter. It was very smooth. The gimmicky shit with the rods, it got played out pretty fast. When I first got introduced to it, like, oh man, the pirate ship, the teacup, I was like, oh, this is dope. But about 6 hours in, maybe 10, I was like, okay, I stopped using them. I ain't gonna lie, I really stopped using the fucking rods, because I was just like, I'd rather use the regular fighting with the Keyblade, to be honest. And I don't like that they took out drive forms. I don't know. I'm not even an old fan of Kingdom Hearts, you know what I'm saying? But I just started playing 3 years ago. But drive forms is one of my favorite things. The only thing I didn't like about drive forms was the grinding, but the aspect of drive forms is really cool. And they tried to replace that with the Keyblade forms, and the Keyblade forms is cool. I'm not gonna lie, that was some pretty cool shit, but I still feel like drive forms are better. And I did like that you can upgrade your Keyblade to make them stronger. Like the Keyblade 4 shit, that was some dope shit too, I'll say that. But for the most part, I just feel like everything else wasn't needed. And one of the main things I feel like makes the game unnecessary, I feel like the worlds we visited didn't matter at all, or had no impact on the overall story. And by the time we get to the end, no one mentions anything about the worlds or the princesses that we were seeing and saving. Like, they were just afterthoughts pretty much. And speaking of the worlds, I thought I couldn't hate a world worse than I did Atlantica, whatever, the Little Mermaid world. Boy, I hated Frozen. Frozen world was terrible. I said Disney had to force Square Enix to put this world in just because of shareholders, or just some type of push for that brand or franchise. Because I said, man, the whole time I was playing Frozen, I was just ready. I was eager to get this world over with. Just the whole thing about Frozen, I never liked. Ever since I was a little kid, I never liked that shit. So having to stick to this shit for another hour, maybe an hour and a half, I was pissed. And I think the biggest flaw of Kingdom Hearts 3 overall, besides just the worlds, is just the story. At the beginning, the story was okay, but once we got around like the 19th hour, the 20th hour mark, it started to get really messy. Yeah, this is gonna be spoilers, so if you haven't played it yet, or you're actively playing it, I would advise you to click off now, because I'm about to talk about the ending and all the aspects. The Master of Masters, I gotta talk about that, the crazy shit ever. So you've been warned. I damn near want to jump straight into the ending, if we being honest, because what was that? So, okay, like, the real Organization 13 thing is, I don't get it. So the organization we fought back then were fakes, clones or whatever, and these the real ones? Okay, I'll say this. When I was playing Dream Drop Distance a couple months ago, once they implemented time travel into the game story, I said, this is finna be ugly. Anytime you introduce time travel into a story, it's over. Like, it's over. Everything just makes no sense. And so basically the real Organization 13 is all Xehanort, different versions of Xehanort that he's time traveled to different parts of time and basically put his soul into. You know what I'm saying? At least that's the gist or understanding I got of it. And it was a lot of aspects of the story overall, to be honest, that were confusing or that were just afterthoughts as well. Like Maleficent and Pete, the box thing, they were looking for this box, and I'm guessing they found it at the end because the Master of Masters, who was Xigbar of all fucking people, or Lushu, I mean, whatever, how you pronounce it. Bro, the Lushu Xigbar ship also plays into the Union mobile games story that you have to play to understand the lore, because these 4 random motherfuckers get summoned because Lushu Xigbar summoned them because he was basically a double agent under the organization, and he's the one master. I'm like, why Xigbar? Didn't we just kill Xigbar in the maze not too long ago? So why is he back? Doesn't make sense. At that point, I'm like, they just basically throwing darts at the board, if we being real. Yeah, a lot of these elements just feel like they just, like that Moon Knight meme, ran the bullshit go. Like, that's literally it. Also, Xion is just here. They never explain why Xion is one of the real members, even though she died in 358 over 2 days, and now she's just back. They didn't explain how she got summoned back or nothing. Once we rolled up on the Organization 13 and I saw a short person with the hood, I already knew that was Xion. Dead giveaway. But I'm like, why is she here? They never explain why she got called back or summoned back or whatever. She's just here. Interjection from President Me. I just finished the Remind DLC and it answered all the questions that I had. So boom, I understand why Xion is there as the real Organization 13, because she was in the files, even though they don't remember her, but she was in, they had her data and all that in the logs, with the Vexen's logs and all that. And they answered about how Terra was the 13th member. But this is the main thing to me though. Why wasn't this in the original game? And I'm glad that I got it now, because I would hate to have bought this during the present time of it being released for 2018 and had to pay $30 for like what, 6 hours of DLC. Oh, by the way, I didn't finish DLC. I played it. I watched the rest on YouTube because, funny enough, well, this really shouldn't be funny, the first 2.5 hours of that DLC is just recycled content from the Keyblade Graveyard. It was little bits and pieces that were entered in there that separated from the Keyblade Graveyard, or just like new parts, like little cutscenes in the labyrinth that they added that wasn't in the original base game. And like I said, they was explaining how Xion and all of them became real members. And I think it was a flashback with young Xehanort talking to this hooded figure. I don't know if this was like one of the original 13 members there, or at least he was one of the people that gave Xehanort the idea of the black cloaks. But hey, at least I learned where that meme came from. It was, I think, nice meme. I'll be taking that. It's lame now, but it was funny during the time. So, but yeah, like I said, I didn't finish the DLC because I couldn't be bothered to. Because once I got to Scholar at Column and I realized what I was doing was the same shit from the Keyblade. I mean, I realized I was recycling and going through the same shit from the base game. Like, once we was just retracing our steps and he had to jump heart to heart, I was like, come on, man. This is really what we're going to go with for y'all to recycle this content. Like, oh, you got to go through each member of the Guardians of Light to realize and see what their hearts were going through at the time. I was like, bro, this is just a sorry excuse for y'all to recycle content. Y'all know, like, it's obvious. If anything, the DLC didn't make it any better, in my opinion. It really made me mad. I don't know, man. At least the Quadratum cutscene looks pretty cool. And at least they really explain how Sora ended up in Quadratum, with him breaking the nature taboo of using the power of waking on a dead heart compared to a sleeping heart. So basically, he did fucking necromancy, if we're being technical. So yeah, that was the Remind DLC, and back to the video, I guess. And then after you fought her, she just instantly becomes good again. Just at the blink of an eye. I was like, bro, this is insane. Honestly, the ending overall was underwhelming. Once you got to what's it called, Scholar at Column, Kalim, whatever, that first fight was so annoying when he was the GOAT and you had to fight all fucking 12 of them or whatever, like Xehanort. That was annoying. But once you fought Xehanort and got him at the GOAT armor, the final fight, once you fight regular Xehanort, was pretty easy. You just had to guard 99% of the time and you got him. Honestly, I feel like the Ansem and Xemnas fights in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 was way better than whatever this was for 3. And you would think it would have been more grand scale, because this is the dude, you know what I'm saying? This is the man. Like, this is the head problem of everything we've been going through. This is the reason. So you would think we would just be top tier fighting, but nah, it really wasn't all that. And then he was also like, he's trying to open Kingdom Hearts to reset the world so it's all light and no darkness. But I'm like, weren't you what? So y'all trying to say he's basically, the whole time he's been doing this, he's basically been trying to do it for the betterment of the world, for the good of the world, not even on some I'm trying to reset the world. So, well, he basically did say he wanted to be, I guess you could say controller. I wouldn't say controller, but like the head of the new world to make sure there's no darkness, whatever. But like, so it's kind of evil in a sense, but he also wants to reset the world so there's no darkness. I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's just weird, man. It just feel like things were happening just because. And then that final world section was very unnecessary to me. Also, I really feel like that last like 6-ish hours, maybe 5, was a lot of padding. They would make you do a lot of things that were just padding. Like, prime example, the waves of Heartless. I feel like they tried to recreate the 1000 Heartless fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, and they just did not do a good job of it in Kingdom Hearts 3 in the last Keyblade Graveyard area. We had to fight waves of what, three waves of 3. It just got very monotonous. And I was just ready for it to be over. I was like, y'all losing me, bro. I just feel like there were a lot of things that were forgettable in this game. Prime example, Kyrie was very forgettable. Really, Kyrie and Axel for 90-95% of the game. They were doing this. We just dipped in with them for like a couple minutes every 8 hours. Checking on them trying to learn to be Keyblade wielders. Axel and Kyrie, honestly, are pretty lobotomized in this game. And I'm like, they're just doing nothing, bro. Like, they just there. It's like I said, a lot of shit was just forgettable for the most part. I couldn't be bothered to really care. You know what I'm saying? And then Ansem didn't really play a role for real. Like I thought he was going to. You thought he played a way bigger role with the the vessels part, trying to find vessels for Roxas and them to get back. Like, they pop in every now and then, but you really easily will forget about him, because Roxas just boom, he pops up during the Shion fight. I guess they finished the vessel for him at the lab with Enzo them. I guess it's just, I don't know, man. And after seeing the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and now that I finally beat Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't see the connection of how he's in the new city. My friend told me that Sora had to go to sleep or something like that, but they don't show him going to sleep at the end of the game. He just walks off looking for Kyrie again, and I don't get it. How are they going to make this connect to Kingdom Hearts 4 is my thing. I hope to God they don't make a new mobile game to try to connect that shit or whatever. It's like, bro, just drop 4. No more side bullshit, bro. Just get straight. Let's do a straight line. Yeah, a lot of this game was confusing, unnecessary, forgettable, this, that, and the third. But I still don't think it's awful. I still did have fun. Like I said, I feel like the gameplay and the fighting saved it immensely for the most part. Whatever little bit of saving did have left, I feel like the gameplay made up for it, if you get what I mean. It didn't save the game 100%, you know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, the game is like 6.5 in my opinion. Not awful, but not good. I didn't even get into the DLC with the Zora fight. I was trying to figure out how to get to him. I thought I was gonna fight him in San Fran, Tokyo, because I seen him on the rooftop. Or I've seen the fight before on the rooftop, so I'm thinking like, okay, we're gonna run into him here. Or I really thought we were gonna fight him in Toy Box once we got inside the game, but I guess it's DLC, and I haven't got to that part yet. And I've seen the fight on TikTok, and it looks cancerous, bro. Like, I don't think I want to fight that dude. It looks really crazy. I don't know, man. I guess you could just say they could have did better than what they delivered to us.